Thank you, Shanita. We'll leave our pre-survey link here. You can use your phone to scan it, or you can we can send you the link also. We can email that to you. And my name is Tom Wilcox, site coordinator here at West High.
Hi,
And
I'm
Shanita
Joy
Phillips
Barnes.
is here, and Joy Barnes. I'll let you guys introduce yourself. Sorry, didn't mean to mess up.
No, that's fine. Hi, I'm Joy Barnes with West Wichita Garrett, and I work at West High School with Coach Tom Wilcox. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you for joining us, everybody. My name is Shanita Phillips, and I'm with Wichita West Garrett, and I'm the site coordinator at North High School.
And definitely start thinking about college early. Earlier, the better. Most advisors recommend starting in 9th grade, but actually preparing before is better. When we started working with our students in 7th grade, it was amazing that we actually had students who were already thinking about college, and the reason they were is because their parents were involved. Their parents were already encouraging them to think about good grades and just think about the whole process. Good grades, strong test scores are a critical part of college admissions. The college admissions officers say academic success is the most important quality that they look for in students. Make sure that your students are enrolled in the appropriate college prep classes and key core requirements, and that they are doing well in them. Help your students select appropriate coursework. Staying involved in your students' academic life. And that is so important. It makes a big difference. And just knowing what's going on, being an involved parent. It's important to maintain frequent contact with the teachers, not just at conferences, but email them, take advantage of Parent View, and just if you have any questions, just reach out to those teachers directly. Get your students involved in extracurricular activities. There are so many clubs and athletic events that your student can get involved in. Admission officers look beyond just grades. They search for well-rounded students who participate in extracurricular and co-curricular activities. These activities can help develop important skills like leadership. So please encourage your teens to join a school club, program, and/or athletic sport at school.
And if they're interested in tennis, they can definitely contact Coach Tom.
We can help you with tennis or any other sport.
Any other sport or club. Absolutely. And I'm sure they have some at North as well, Ms. Phillips.
Yes, they do. And I mean, I feel like that's a really good avenue to jump into extracurricular activities so you just don't get caught up in classroom work. That's a good mental break to give yourself something productive to do that can lead right into scholarships.
Colleges look at the whole picture from academics to community service experience. In fact, to evaluate a student's character, the majority of admission officers look for participation in community service programs. Encourage your students to participate in service projects that they are passionate about in your local community. And Joy and Shanita, I can't remember if it's Newman University or Friends, but they have a $15,000 scholarship for community
Newman,
service.
yes.
Amazing.
And there's also, in addition to that, Tom, like you mentioned, in addition to universities that may offer special community service scholarships, there's also like public scholarships that are available that are sometimes awarded just for the different community service things that you do and the different things that you volunteer, however many community service hours you can produce. Sometimes there's special scholarships that you can even apply to for that in addition to the admissions process. Very
so
good
definitely
point.
documenting that even from a freshman on, just keeping all that compiled is going to make a difference, and it could really pay off. Help your students with time management. This is very important. Learning to balance academics with clubs and a social life can be challenging for many students at first. Remain available and willing to help your students if they need assistance managing their workload. And if they decide to get into athletics in college, they're a full-time college student and they're also a full-time athlete, and somehow they have to manage both. Is what I was told. It's not always easy, but those are the expectations.
That also goes for our students that sometimes have jobs. They have to balance and equate their job. They might be an athlete, like you said, on top of coursework. So time management is a great tool and a great check off your checklist to be prepared for college.
And I did get Mr. Pastor Sam's question. I think it might have been the slide I was created, that last one, which was not as bright as this one. Identifying post-secondary goals. Please help your students explore career options of interest, learn what your students are interested in, and help identify courses, clubs, and internships that align with their future goals. I know we have, this is off on a little bit of a tangent, we have the YMCA job prep program, but there's also other internships that become available in the summer. We've had students reach out to law firms and have gotten an internship at a law firm. But I think almost every type of business, many of them do offer internships. Some are paid, some are not. It just depends. But definitely ask questions, especially about the pay part.
And just to follow up on that, Tom, Gear Up, we try to do a good job of when we hear community information and clubs and internships by sending those out to parents through via Signal Line, our text messaging program that we have, and through parent emails. And our students also get that information as well. But it's important we continue to do these parent sessions because our students don't always tell parents the information that we have. So their schools put out a lot of information too. So don't stop listening to the messages that they send to, because we have information, but the schools do too. There's always constant information coming on that can help align with the students' future goals.
Thank you, Shanita.
Welcome.
Just to piggyback off of both of you, I actually received something from Evergy today about some summer internships and different opportunities like that. And I immediately forwarded it out, and we'll probably be making sure that information is included in our newsletters, as well as posting it, like Ms. Phillips mentioned. And then we'll also make sure that we'll email that information out to our parents, because we have your emails as well as in addition to the checklist that goes with this PowerPoint.
Yeah, hopefully Evergy has some good benefits for their interns, like a discount on the electric bill. I'm sure that's not going to happen. Just be nice. Discussing ways to pay for college. College affordability continues to be a concern for families and students. 50% of all students worry that they will not be able to pay for college. We had a student just this week was concerned because she said it's going to be $40,000 to pay for college. And we helped her with, it was Taj. We were helping her with scholarships, and she's already applied for some of them. Wichita Foundation, I believe, was the source that Janice had on Facebook, and we've utilized that, and a little bit of writing involved on some of them, but there was like 19 different scholarships that they could apply for. So she's whittling that $40,000 down. We definitely don't want anyone to get student loans. We want to have grants and scholarships and try to get as much of that college paid for as possible, so that you're not worrying about your finances or your family's finances. Discussing college finances with your students early will benefit you both and will give them a clearer understanding of their options after high school. Yeah, just like I got off on the tangent, be on the lookout for the numerous scholarship opportunities available. And there are a lot. There's one thing that I'm continuously learning about, that there's just a lot of scholarships. Some of them just go unclaimed. So people who research them out, they can really clean up.
And Pastor Sam did make a good point too in the chat. He was discussing how COVID is not allowing some of the students to do internships in the health sector because of COVID. And thank you for bringing that up. That's something that we can look into just a little bit harder to see what institutions are offering different things like that to be able to help with that. I know your girls are interested in the health field, so we can definitely take a look at those things too. Thanks for mentioning that.
I was just going to say that's a great segue into our next parent session that we have planned in April. The April parent session is going to be with the guest speaker to talk about FAFSA and the importance of filling that out. And if you still fill it out, even if you may not get scholarships from the school, you might need that to be completed for other scholarships that you apply for. Because like Coach Tom said, you rather have the free money from grants and scholarships rather than taking out loans. And so if you fill out that FAFSA information, then you'll be able to apply for not only scholarships through the school, but those different public and private scholarships that are out there as well. So if you have any other questions at all, feel free to ask in the chat or come off mute, either or. We do have a post survey link that we would like you to take as well. Using your phone, you can scan the code, or we'll send you those links as well with the checklist. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out. Coach Tom Wilcox and I still sporting our green. We always coordinate. But we're your West High coordinators, and Miss Shawnita Phillips representing from North High. Here's our contact information. So if you do need to reach out or have any questions, feel free to give us an email or that's our Google number, but feel free to email us. That's probably the best way to reach us and to get information sent to you. But you can also contact us via our Facebook page, the West Wichita Gear Parent page. And then we also do Signalvine, our messaging system. Let's see, there might be some more questions.
And Pastor Sam wants his the survey to be emailed to him.
Yes, thank you. I was on mute. Sorry about that.
Okay, we sure can. So I'm gonna stop the share. And then if there's any questions, or I thought I had the checklist up to share, but I don't.
And so you can just send the checklist to him along with the email, the survey.
Okay,
Okay. And I'm gonna stop.
there it is, Tom.
Can we see the checklist yet?
Yeah. the
Yes,
checklist is
good
up.
job. Yep.
I'm working at this.
And Pastor Sam, did you want a copy of this checklist?
It's kind of the different things that we had talked about today, just
Yes,
making sure they're taking the classes they're appropriately supposed to be taking, making sure if they're eligible for college prep classes, that they're doing what they need to do that, seeing if they're involved with any special clubs. That could include honor societies, different lunch groups. We have a lot of different clubs that still counts if they're not involved in a sport per se, but the different programs, even in the community, like the Youth Volunteer Corps or different things like that. So yes, he said he will be glad he has a checklist. Yes, so we'll be sure to send this. And then again, our contact information is available at the bottom of each page. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. The ACT is coming up. That's next Tuesday for all of our juniors in Wichita. So they'll be prepared for that too. And it kind of gives you a checklist about making sure you're aware of those deadlines, if you need to take the test again, and so on and so forth. So we'll be